It's a real privilege. I have not been able to do much of this kind of thing for the last 4 or 5 years. I was down in my health and one thing another, and this opportunity to be a part of this operation, this gathering, came about because I had a granddaughter in Minnesota that wanted to get married, and she wanted her granddad there. And so I was able to combine these 2 trips. And I've been looking forward to it for quite some time, doing a lot of thinking, and I really don't know where to start exactly, because I have so much I would like to communicate, because I'm going to be off the scene. I want to pass on as much as I can to the younger generation so that they can pick up and carry this ball. Back in the early 70s, when I first became pretty much an activist, I really felt pretty lonely. I'm not lonely anymore. There are a lot of you people out there that are upset with what's happening in our system. Our great country is being severely damaged by a government which is out of control. It is out of control, and we have a lot of people out there that are talking about it, discussing it. We have a lot of people out there that are traveling all over this nation. They're writing books, and they're spending most of their time talking about the problem. And not too many are really talking about a workable, viable solution. A solution prescribed by law. A solution that was provided to us by those men back there. July 4th, 1776. Those men, they provided us with a solution for the problems that we have today. It's there. It's just that we have to deprogram our minds. Our minds are like a computer. We went to government schools, we listened to government media, we went to government churches, and our minds were programmed with a lot of bad information, false information. Our minds were programmed to believe that we, as individuals, we really don't have any power. We have to get a lot of individuals together, so we've got a gang, so that we've got a majority. That's not the way our system was designed. I wrote a book, and inside of the cover, I started writing, and I'm going to read this. I don't ordinarily like to read what I'm talking about, but I'm going to read something here that I'm very proud of. I said this: when we the people lost control of our presidents, congressmen, senators, judges, and other tax-consuming public servants, they become unruly, careless, lazy, irresponsible, arrogant, rebellious, wasteful, inefficient, obnoxious, domineering, abrasive, violent, malicious, unfaithful, unpatriotic, abusive, inept, incompetent, dishonest, deceitful, spiteful, repulsive, diabolical, disrespectful, counterproductive, vicious, parasitic, shameless, contemptible, villainous, tricky, unstable, crude, harsh, callous, infernal, dangerous, uncooperative, unresponsive, corrupt, lawless, dictatorial, expensive, and they wonder why the militia. And they wonder why the militia. We don't need the militia today. The militia, that is where we are if we don't get our heads deprogrammed and reprogrammed with the truth. The key thing here that I want to get across in what I wrote here is right there at the beginning. When we the people lost control, we all know what it means to be controlled, don't we? It was not to be. It was not supposed to be. When Ron Paul came along, I met him first time back at about 1980. Ron Paul and I have been on the same platform many times. When he came along and announced for president, people jumped on the bandwagon and they said, we have a leader. It has never dawned on the programmed mind that we as individuals were to be leaders. We as individuals have leadership capabilities, and we need to understand how to be leaders in our country today. We lost control because we lost control of our minds and what we have stored in our minds. Years ago I said, truth is, well, I said knowledge consists of truth stored in the mind. We need to analyze what we have stored in our minds. We have to deprogram our minds, get this garbage out. Like I said, our minds are like a computer. And back when computers really, the PCs really started come on, we all heard the term garbage in, garbage out. We have a lot of garbage that has been programmed into our minds, and we have to get that out of there, because we don't have knowledge. We may have college degrees, we may be PhDs and that type of thing. I've got a PhD, it's post-hole digger. It depends on what you think PhD stands for. Some of the most ignorant, stupid people I have ever met have gone to college and paid a lot of money to get a PhD. But that PhD really means that they are very, very much a programmed individual. And so education, we don't have the proper definition on a lot of words that we use. Education today is not what we think it is. Education today is how well you have been programmed, how effective the programming has been in your life. Now that's just one of the definitions that I like to talk about. I met Michael Mins back quite a number of years ago at a convention in St. Louis, Missouri. And I had written this little book, Walls in Our Minds, that Dave mentioned here as he introduced me. I asked a question in that little book. I said it this way. And I have to think here. I've got a problem with always remembering what I want to say. I said, who is the most dangerous, the liar or the believer?